Welcome to the February edition of my carp fishing season. Hope you enjoyed it so far. We've got 48 hours on the Park Lake. We'll also be having Biscuit of the Year, your votes that you voted for over the last 12 months, which you thought was the best biscuit of the year. It was very close between two different biscuits, but we're going to find out which one you guys chose. We'll also be looking at how to stop your back from hurting. Now, a bit of a funny subject, but I've had quite a few messages over the last 2 or 3 months from people suffering from a bad back when they're fishing, which is quite common apparently, and something that I used to get quite a lot at. How can you combat that? I use a chair personally on top of my bed chair, and it has really sorted out my bad back. I don't get any bad back at all. So I'll be giving you a few tips. We'll be looking at the chair I use. We'll also be looking at what I do in February. Now, February can be a very, very good month, especially the later end of February. So I'll tell you, go through how I tackle that. So without further ado, guys, welcome to the vlog. Usually January, February can be some of the coldest parts of our year. A lot of the lakes get frozen, we see minus temperatures, but the later part of February can be very, very productive, especially the 3rd and 4th weeks around the new moon. Now, with this in mind, I took a little trip a couple of weeks ago just to get a winter bite to Abbey Lakes in France, particularly fishing the Attila Lake, which can produce some good fish throughout the winter. It was freezing, it was cold, it was bitter. I'd moved 2 or 3 times over a 4-day trip, and on my last morning I managed to catch a couple, and here's what happened. Well, would you believe it? We finally managed to catch one. After all that stress of moving swims and nothing happening, and there's a heavy frost this morning, everything's frozen up and everything, we managed to catch 2 in the night. Including this one, which looks like it's probably a scraper 30, so I'm well made up with that after a proper struggle of a trip. You know, it's taken 4 nights just to be able to get a bite, but that's what it is, and it really does only take 1 bite. So let's have a quick look at her. Beautiful Attila Lake mirror, 31, 32, something like that. Oh, she behaves herself. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. What a beautiful fish. These dark winter colours. And yep, I've got to pack up, drive back home. But it's been worth it. And we pulled it out of the bag at the last minute. Look at that. And we'll be back soon to do another proper video, proper vlog, where we vlog and video everything. So you can see what I'm doing with the maggots and everything else. There you go. Happy days. Let's get her back to fight another day. There you go. Lovely scraper to mid-30 mirror. Absolute beautiful fish, and well, really well welcomed, especially how cold it was and how difficult we've been fishing with. Not a lot coming out while I was there. But back to February of this year. Now, how do I approach February? As I said before, February can be a really cold month, especially after a freezing cold January. 3rd and the 4th weeks of February can be very productive, and I've actually caught 2 massive fish, one being a PB over the last couple of years, around about that 23rd to the 30th of February. Year before last, not last year, the year before last, I managed my PB common in February. I think it's the 24th of February, 57 pounds 3, I believe it was. Might have been 57 pounds 6, can't remember. I should remember, shouldn't I, being a PB. And last February, on the Park Lake again, I had a 56 pound common. That 26th of February, that 3rd or 4th week. Now, it's freezing cold at that time of the year, but the light levels are improving drastically, and now that's what I think switches them on. So if you can get out those 3rd or 4th weeks of February, even if you haven't been out all since Christmas because it's been too cold, get yourself out around about the new moon. It really can produce whackers, it really can, or just fish in general. So how do I approach it? Right, February I'll always fish a lot of single hook baits. Fluoros, like you've seen me fishing the months before in my other videos, also a food bait. That's where all that preparation back in September, October time that you saw on the video for that month, where we spray up, we glug up, we use lots of liquids to infuse into those hook baits, all that goodness that leaks out, highly attractive, that hopefully the fish will home in and you'll get a bite. So all that hard work, even now you could still do it. If you haven't started doing it, spray on your liquids, spray on your sweeteners or your glugs if it's a food bait. I like the liver and the minamino, as you well know, as I always say on these videos, it really does produce the fish when nothing's really happening. They home in on it, they love that liver, they love that minamino. So give those a go, guys. So that's what I'll be using. I've pinged out a couple of rods now, well 3 rods now, as you can see down there. Just pinged them out to any sort of area at the moment. Before I set up my house, I pinged them out. As long as they're on the dance floor out there, you've got a chance. Put them out there before I've sort of decided on any spots, put them in the general areas, foamed them up, got them out there, 3 casts, boom, 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 while I'm getting everything else sorted for the next couple of hours, sorting a bivvy out, sorting, you know, everything, all my kit out, my food, my cooker, everything to get comfortable for the 48-hour session. I fished the slightly deeper areas on a shallow lake in February because it warms up quicker. I mean, look at that sun today, look. That sun out there is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And then fish, if you was a fish, I'd want to get that on my backs. So the shallower areas, a shallower lake, warms up quicker and they become more active. I'm fishing the deeper, siltier troughs, or will be. I've pinged them out at the moment in the general area of those troughs. I'll be fishing those deeper silt on the back of a little bit of gravel where the natural food would have accumulated over the winter, in the hope that I can get a bite. So yep, singles, 2 rods on the 360 rig that I've been using and 1 rod on a stiff boom section with a tungsten or coated braid of your choice. 3 different hook baits, 2 on the fluoros, 1 orange, 1 white, and the 3rd rod on a food bait being the glugged up with liver and minamino liquids oozing out, and hopefully that's going to produce us a bite. The good thing about fishing singles is if I see fish over the other side, I can just pack up all my gear and shoot over there, because I'm not tied to spots where I put lots of bait out, where I'm thinking, well, I've put that bait out, I've got to sit on it. With singles, even in the swim, if I see one jump over there, out towards the left of the swim, I can just reel one in, bit of foam on there, ping that hook bait out there, and we're angling. You know, opportunist in the winter I found. If you're not fishing a lake regularly, because I haven't been over it for about a month, single hook baits is the way to go. Right, I'm going to sit down, have a cup of tea, get sorted, wrap out where I'm going to be putting my spots for the night, and then we'll come back after we've done that and we'll talk about how to combat a bad back, what I do that helps me eliminate bad back pain, especially in the winter when it gets in your bones. We'll be having a look at that. See you in a minute. Rods are all sorted now. I've wrapped them all up to my 3 little areas, nice little silt areas, back of the gravel, slightly deeper, all to play for. Rods on the dance floor, and we will see what happens over the next 24 hours. We'll keep on looking, keep on listening in the darkness, and if we see anything, we'll either recast to it or we'll pack up and we'll move. As I was saying before, bad backs. Now, I suffered for years with a bad back, and it's something which is quite prevalent nowadays. The amount of messages I get, people asking me what bed chair should I get, or how can I get rid of it, or you know, anything I can do to alleviate the pain. And definitely a quality bed chair with comfort in mind, especially for the winter time, I've found is a must. Now, I've used for the last 2 years, I bought myself, on the advice of one of my friends, an Avid Benchmark bed chair, and that's what I use now. That's what is in there, is an Avid Benchmark bed chair, and we shall have a look at that properly in the next video, I think. We're a little run through of the features and everything else, but the basic main thing about it is it's got a memory foam mattress. Now, I used to have a Fox flatliner, absolutely magical bed chair. It's really comfortable, but I was still getting a bad back. So when that wore out a couple of years ago, and I sort of smashed it to bits where I fished so much, and I just used it until I broke it, really. I was looking around the market, and a friend of mine said, get yourself one of the Benchmarks because of the memory foam. And I got one, and I've got to say, hand on heart, I've never had such a beautiful, restful night's sleep in my life than with the Benchmark, because of that memory foam mattress. It really does make a difference. So much so that I've managed to talk the Mrs. B into getting a memory foam bed. And I tell you what, you have an absolutely comfortable, brilliant night's sleep. So that's the first thing. Get yourself a bed chair which gives you a lot of support and a lot of comfort, and you just have a good night's sleep. I mean, there's plenty of good bed chairs out there on the market, but for me, the memory foam one is the one. So I was still getting a little bit of back problems, and I put it down to, after analysing and thinking, well, what is it I'm doing? Not as bad as I used to be, but what is it I'm doing? And I found, when I looked at it a bit closer, it's because I'm not supporting my back during the daytime. Nighttime, lovely, bed chair, sorted, comfy night's sleep. But I'm not supporting my back. I do a lot of sitting on the ground, I do a lot of sitting on buckets, and I do a lot of sitting on my bed chair. So my back is arched all the time. You know, it's in an unnatural position for long periods of time. So I looked at different chairs. Another friend of mine, who happens to be a doctor who goes fishing, he said to me, it's your back, you're not supporting your back, get yourself a chair. And I thought, well, it's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? You know, really heavy, costs a lot of money, you know, it's just something else to put on the barra when you're fishing. But I looked into it because my back was getting really bad, I was getting a lot of pain from it, even when I wasn't fishing. So I looked at all different options out there, and I thought, well, I like the memory foam idea of the Avid one. They do a memory foam chair. So they do a couple of different ones. They do a normal chair, and they do something called a multi-chair, which, looking into it, is the one that I went for. It's the one that I got. It was the multi-chair. It's a light aluminium frame. That ticked one of the boxes straight away, because I didn't want something that was mega heavy. Also, you don't have to use the wheel system to adjust the back of the chair up to the position you want, which cuts down on weight also. And you can use it on the ground as a little low chair or a guest chair when you're out in the swim looking out. Plus, you can use it on your chair to sit back on, and all you need to do is adjust the legs. You know, quick release system on the legs, big mud feet on there, lots of stability, and you can actually move the chair forward. So the back of the chair, but there's no legs on the back of the chair, it's just the frame. You can put that on the edge of the bed chair, so you're out even 2 or 3 foot more, so you can see out into the area if it's inclement, it's raining, and you don't want to sit out in the swim by your rods. So it ticks all the boxes. Plus, it's super comfy, believe me. just if you go to a show or something, or you've got a friend who's got one, just sit in it for 5 minutes. You'll want to fall off to sleep. So in that respect, it's not good, because you don't want to stay alert. You just want to chill out and go to sleep. But for what I want it for is the comfort. That memory foam mattress is the key. It's lightweight and aluminium, and it's only got 2 legs, so you can adjust it. You can use it on your bed chair, different, right on the bed chair or out. It ticked all the boxes. So I've been using that for the last couple of months, and I didn't want to say, yeah, it's the best chair, until I'd used it for a while. I mean, it's sitting in there now. It's sitting in there now. If you look, it's in there, and it's what I'm using all the time. Bangs on top of all my gear on the barra, and it's lovely. So guys, if you suffer from a bad back, I tell you what it is. It's one, it's because you're not getting a restful night's sleep, you're not getting supported, you're not getting enough comfort, and 2, it's because you're sitting out in the swim, or you're sitting on your bucket, or you're sitting actually on your bed chair looking out all the time, and it's arching your back. With this, it gives you great support, super comfy. Check it out if you're suffering from a bad back, or check out numerous chairs out there that will help you. That is the holy grail of sorting your back problem out. Support your back when you're actually fishing. So there's a good tip for you guys. Thought I'd share that with you, because I get lots of different messages about bad back and what bed chair and all that. It is down to the bed chair, yes, but it's also down not supporting your back when you're sitting on that bed chair for hours and then looking out the water or in the swim. It will sort out your bad back. Looking very cold out there. Look, that wind is pretty damn cold. It's a couple of hours before dark, well, about an hour before dark now. Let's just adjust that. Oh, let's adjust that so you can see me properly without it being blown out in the background. Yeah. It's got bloody cold. Even though I put my jacket on, keep yourself warm, it's got that cold. Water temperature, get this, I've just checked the water temperature, 5.6 degrees. Now, I can't remember catching one under about 5.1, 5.2, so we really are up against it this trip. I may move tomorrow, but we are proper up against it. Looks lovely out there, looks nice, but it's damn cold, that's for certain. It's bloody freezing. Yeah, I wouldn't like to be over there in that wind, that's for certain. We're on the back of it here. That's one of the reasons why I chose it. I knew it's going to be about -1 tonight. This is a little bit more off the wind, so you never know. I'd like to be over there, over that area, if it wasn't windy, because that is a good area. It has been proven in the past. That's produced a few fish for myself and others. But as I say, it's been very, very slow over here the last couple of months. Even since before Christmas, I think there's been probably 2 or 3 fish out all the time. There's been a few on, but it's not looking very good at the moment. But you've got to be in it to win it, and it really does only take one bite, like I always say. Look at that little bit of sun come out up there, which is nice, but it's still bloody freezing. I can't believe that water temperature. I've just looked again now. This is 5.5 degrees. Now that is a little bit cold, say the least. But we're all tucked up, bit of luxury in there. We're twin skinned. Well, it's not twin skinned, I should say. It's you know, I talked about it a couple of videos ago, that bivvy, and the beauty of that is I can put me heater on, my stove, my Coleman. Obviously you've got to have a bit of ventilation at the top, but I don't get any condensation inside, and it keeps that warmth in because it's got an internal capsule. It's got which you clip in, which I showed you before in a couple of videos. But that's a little bit of luxury. That keeps it a bit warm. It's something which I won't be using probably next. If it warms up, then I won't be using it. I'll be back to me umbrella type system, me Tempest. But now, while it stays cold in the winter time, you've got to have something which is a bit, keeps you warm and keeps the condensation out, and there's a little bit of luxury, a little bit more space than the Tempest, so you can get you can shut up in it a bit more, stand up in it a little bit more. It's a little bit of luxury. Well, not seeing anything, no liners, don't really expect to see anything. Just sort of got on a hunch, coming this sort of bay area that's away from the main where the wind's blowing, just on a hunch really, to see if we may pick one up. But we got tonight and we got tomorrow night. I think it's getting a little bit warmer tomorrow night. I think it's going to be about 6 or 7 degrees in the night, which is absolutely tropical compared to what it's going to be tonight and what it was last night, I believe, about -1 tonight. So you're going to see a little bit of frost, a little bit of frozen water in the margins of that, possibly, especially if it's 5.5 degrees. Bloody hell, that is cold. Right, I'm going to get sorted, I'm going to get a kettle on, I'm going to settle in for the night, watch and listen, get some dinner on later, thoroughly enjoy myself. But it's just nice being out, isn't it? And while them rods are on the dance floor, you've got every chance to see you in the morning. Good morning. Well, quiet night last night. No liners, nothing at all. Didn't hear anything. I stood out there for a while, maybe half an hour, 3/4 of an hour. Kept getting up, kept listening, kept watching out there. But that temperature really dropped last night. I think it was like 0 degrees, maybe even -1, and there was a bit of a frost. This morning on the boards, some of the water that I collected there had frozen, so yeah, wasn't expecting too much last night with that water temperature. But the weather is improving today. It's going to be, get this right, 0, -1 last night. The air temperature tonight is going to be double figures. How mad is our weather? -1 night before, then 10 or 11 degrees tonight. It's just madness, this country, isn't it? It's just absolutely crazy. Especially this winter. It's been a really weird winter. And the wind swung round. If you look out there, the wind's blowing up the lake now. So it's looking rather good out there. So I may, depending, because we're going to get a little bit of rain in a while, I may pack up and move over to that area, because that's where they sort of, the fish congregate in the winter. This hasn't really got a lot of winter form, but it just looked good and was a bit warmer on the back of the wind, back of that freezing cold wind yesterday. Right, so I may pack up later unless I see something this morning. I'm watching and looking this morning now to see if I can see anything anywhere around the lake, and I may pack up, take me big bivvy, take that back to the van, get me a little brolly, me little Tempest, and go over that way, or maybe even over there. If I see fish over that side of the lake, or it looks good, I may move over there. When it's double figures, I don't need the big brolly. I don't need the twin, the inner capsule and the weight of that bit of luxury. Love the bivvy. If I can get away with less weight on the barra, then so be it. So I may pack up later on and move, or even this morning may move, and yeah, pack that up, get the Tempest out, ditch the Coleman, and crack on somewhere else from me last night. We'll see, but for the moment I'm going to look and listen, see what's happening out there this morning. It's only early o'clock yet, and play it by ear. Might get some liners this morning and keep an eye on that water temperature. It's actually, because it's clouded over, it's gone up. It's 5.9 now. So it's gone up 0.4 degrees just in the last half an hour because of that cloud cover. And don't forget, later on when we decide what we're doing, we will be making our first cup of tea and we will be having Biscuit of the Year as voted by you guys. See you soon, guys. As per what I was saying, and if you follow my channel, you know that I'm pretty crazy and I move all the bloody time. Even if I've caught a fish, I move. But we moved. I was looking over, and whilst I didn't see any fish, I just thought that wind's nice and warm now. It looks a bit better over there. I got bored over the other way, no liners, no nothing, so I thought, well, I've got to have a move. We've changed the brolly. No front on it. It's going to be 10, 11 degrees tonight. How mad is that after minuses last night? 10, 11 degrees, it's crazy. Got a bit of rain as well, and I was looking out when I pushed the barrel around to here, just started to rain. I thought, well, let's set up, shall I go around and my favourite little winter swim around there? But I see a flat spot out there with nothing else to go on. I thought, well, there's got to be something out there, some type of fish, whether it's carp or tench or something like that, creating a bit of a flat spot. It's something to go on. It's not a lot to go on, but it's something to go on, and we may well see one show. Water temperature's gone up to 6 degrees, so it's on the up. We've still got another night and a morning left, so it's all to play for. Going to get the rod sorted. I'm going to wrap them up to the spots I know in here. Single cast, going to stay with the rigs that I've got on. 2 360s, one with a white normal special, one with an orange normal special, and I've got the other one with a little stiff hinge type of combi rig that's got a live system that's been glugged in, the liquid liver and the Minamino. So we've got 2 different types of hook baits, 2 different types of rigs, and we're going to launch them out there. One in the, well, all 3 in the sill, I think. I know 3 little spots in here that I've caught fish from in the past. That's all we can do. There's the kit, all done. A little bit of rain, it doesn't matter though. And yeah, we're angling. So I'll see you in a minute. I'm going to get the rods out, wrap them up, get them out, singles, get sorted, get the kettle on, and then it's going to be the biscuit of the week. See you in a minute. Yes, that can only mean one thing, what you've all been waiting for. Look at that. Welcome to the 2019 Biscuit of the Year. Now, first of all, I just want to say thank you very much for all your votes on my Instagram, on my Facebook, on my YouTube videos for Biscuit of the Year. Also, for all the messages that I received from everybody across the UK and across Europe and Australia, New Zealand, America, Africa, everywhere, Dubai, everywhere, giving your vote for Biscuit of the Week, for Biscuit of the Year. Now, it came down to 2 biscuits. We've had some brilliant biscuits over 2019, but it came down to just 2. These 2. It came down to Choco Knee Bits, Lee Bits, should I say, which is my favourite biscuit of 2019, and the old classic custard creams. Now, there could only be one winner, even though this would have been my pick for 2019. The custard cream was the winner. So let's just reacquaint ourselves with the old classic, which is the humble custard cream. Right, let's have a look. There she is. Check that out. Look at that there. Soft, sugary, sweet, creamy interior. The combination of the hard and the soft I can see why it is a firm favourite with the housewives of the UK. Unbelievably lovely, isn't it? If you haven't tried these, get on them, guys. The old custard cream's very Moorish, but the ultimate test factor is the dunkability. So, look at that. Dunked. Hasn't broken up, stayed together, not crumbled. And you know what? It makes it even better. With a cup of tea and dunking it, all that creaminess, sweetness merges with the hard exterior and gives a taste sensation, that's for certain. So, there you go, guys. Thank you for all the votes. The housewives of the UK and Europe and the world have spoken. The biscuit of the week 2019 is the humble and classic custard cream. It's around about 30 minutes before it gets dark, and that wind's starting to push down here, more westerly, more southwesterly. It's looking really, really good. It's not cold, it's nice and mild. We haven't seen anything, we haven't had any liners, but it's looking promising. Wouldn't surprise me if we minimum see one before we have to pack up for the walk of shame in the morning. Shame we can't stay another day, another night, or another couple of nights, but you know, work calls, and you have to go, you have to come fishing when you can, you have to go home when you have to. It's just one of them things, it's just life, isn't it? So yeah, look at that out there, it looks absolutely spot on. No liners yet, but maybe we'll get them when it gets dark. This is a bit of a night water. Dinner on the go in a while. My chair out, I should be sitting out there tonight, listening and on my chair with comfort, supporting me back so I don't get a bad back. Definitely check one of them chairs out, guys. Super, super comfortable, and your bad back will be gone. Right, I just thought I'd check in with you half an hour before dark, see where we're up to. I'm going to finish eating the rest of my biscuits of the year. Get the kettle on, chill out, watch, listen, and hopefully we may have one to show you. I doubt it very much. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The water temperature has shot up. You know, it was 5.5 yesterday, 6 this morning, and now it is, checking it now, at 6.6. That's tropical. We are in Barbados. That is tropical. That is bite time. You know, if that go up a degree since yesterday should I say, that's bite time. I feel very confident that something's going to happen. If we don't see them or get liners, we might even have one. Right, okay, I'm going to get sorted, get the kettle on, chill out, settle in for the night. Hopefully I'll see you in the middle of the night. If not, I'll see you in the morning. Morning. Well, uneventful night, a couple of little liners. I was out there checking the bobbins and that, and you had a couple of bleeps and occurrences, so they're definitely waking up. And would you believe the water temperature is 7.2 degrees this morning? That is just tropical, isn't it? Shame we got to go because I think they're going to switch on, and we did see one this morning over there. About as far away from me as possible, but they're starting to get active. So yeah, spring's around the corner. Yeah, nothing to report, unfortunately. All the kit's almost packed away. Rods are still on the dance floor. Let's have a look. Rods are still out there. We've got about half an hour left, so while the rods are out on the dance floor, we got a chance. It really does only take one bite. And over the years, I've had a few with the rods lying on the floor when we're packing up. All the kit's ready to go away. I'm afraid it's going to be a walk of shame unless we miraculously pull one out of the bag. So thanks, guys. for watching this vlog. See you in the next one.